Hi guys, my friend Kid here coming to you again. How's everybody doing out there? Apologize for being a day late with my review of The Flash, and I apologize that I'm not doing it with the title in front of me like I usually do. Uh, that's because something is recorded on my TV, so can't do it, man. But I'm here to talk about episode 11, which debuted the Pied Piper. Unfortunately, he wasn't using his whistle, his flute as always. But the title of this is called The Sound and the Fury. Um, this episode was still, once again, Flash has been consistent. It's still been very consistent. Never really has had a awful episode. Okay, let's just put it like that. Um, So let me talk about this episode. Basically, this episode kind of focused a lot on Dr. Wells. A lot. It's really spotlighted on him, um, in the fact that he had a protege that pretty much he kind of let ties go with, and he kind of basically in, basically in a sense saying the prodigal son has returned to cause havoc on his creator or mentor in a sense. Um, So basically, we see, in a sense, we get to see Dr. Wells's home at first, something that we'd never seen. We always seen Dr. Wells in the underneath Star Labs and everything like that, and we can see he gets attacked. He's walking around and he gets attacked by some unknown person and we get to see Dr. Wells use his super speed. So once again, given a once again, so that kind of plays up a lot of it as well. And that's when Wells informs Barry and the team, and everybody comes to investigate the house. And this is the first time almost everybody has seen Dr. Wells's home. He's very private and very secretive, and later on, that's when Dr. Wells really informs everybody about who is responsible for this. He even tells them, the guy's name is Harlan Rathaway. And that's pretty much, and then we get a little bit of an in-depth into what Rathaway was like. And he is kind of he's a basically a dick. He's a douche. He's very self-centered. Thinks he knows everything. Even when he meets Cisco for the first time, he calls Cisco out on his attire and that how he's late, for his first meeting, interview and things like that. And it's just it's just like you just want to. He just one of those guys you just want to punch, just to give him a fat lip, and it's played up really well in the flashbacks. Cisco don't like him. Cat doesn't like him, and it's you see it throughout the flashbacks. But later on, basically, um, we get more info that his family comes from rich money as well, and Harlem begins to attack, using some sort of gloves that give off sonic vibrations, that he can and use kind of in a sense like Shriek. That's how I looked at it, like Shriek from Batman Beyond, um, and some other Sonic characters that kind of have that kind of power. And pretty much, uh, Barry takes him down kind of really quick, but in a sense, Harlan knows that Barry is in ties with Dr. Wells. The Flash is in ties with Dr. Wells, and he kind of calls him out on it. And that kind of leads, basically, Flash takes Holloway, basically Pied Piper to, the prison in a sense. And it's kind of funny because when him and Cisco meet, that's where he even calls him out and says, "I was gonna call myself Pied Piper," and Cisco get kind of pissed. He's like, "I'm the one that comes up with the nickname," but that was actually pretty good, and I thought that was funny. Um, we even get a point where the Pied Piper basically hardly actually um, starts saying things like "I know his secret that you don't" and everything like that, and starts playing head games with the rest of the group. And it comes back on Dr. Wells very much, where he actually makes a press conference and says that he knew that there were complications and dangers with the reactor, and things like that. And it kind of plays a little bit of a trust issues with the rest of the game, like especially with Cat and Cisco, and even with Joe, who has already been very suspicious of Dr. Wells to begin with. And it even basically it's even more in, intact with definitely why Hardley was captured, because he wanted to get inside, and he did. And the episode really played like a game of chess, and that was like, once again, the central focal point of the episode, which I enjoyed. I very much enjoyed. uh, Soon, Harley pretty much starts to wants another round in a sense with the Flash, and he's able this time to actually nearly kill Barry, because he basically was able to, how can I put it, um, shredding, something about Barry's biography, and pretty much he's able to use that frequency and nearly shake Barry to death. Now, when that was happening, guys, I thought that was where we were really going to see Barry kind of vibrate at that same kind of speed to subside the pain that was going on in him, because they were fighting by a dam and things like that. What was also cool about this episode, and I know I just skipped around, I'm sorry if I'm skipping around, guys, is the fact that we got to see kind of Iris finally starting to tippy toe into her real, being a reporter and everything like that, which was really cool. She finally gets to meet her mentor, and her mentor's kind of not what she thought it was. Thought he would be different, and sometimes that kind of played up a lot in reality. Like sometimes the heroes and people we look up to aren't exactly who they may be in person when you meet them, and she has to play that field. I also thought the only reason and she knows that maybe the only reason why she was hired is because she has kind of ties to the Flash, and she says she doesn't do it anymore, but somewhere down the line I think she will start to maybe talk to Barry again as Flash. uh, I like how Dr. Wells disabled Hart, Harley's weapon, his weapons. The next time him and Flash went at it, it was kind of cool. And pretty much once again, uh, Harley is imprisoned in back in the particle accelerator, and this time Cisco reveals that he knows. Cisco's kind of gloating, but he even tells Cisco even more that he knows where Ronnie is and how to save him. Pretty much was interesting as well. But the one thing that's also cool about what's going on with Joe and Eddie is that they started an investigation into Dr. Wells, but they're kind of keeping it on the DL, which is pretty cool. It's cool to see once again that little drinking game, that Joe had with Dr. Wells earlier in the season, in the couple episodes. We're starting to see it kind of, he hasn't forgotten about it, and he's still looking into it. And that's fine. I don't mind that. And I think Joe will find out more about it. May even find out that Dr. Wells is who. Uh, and then, of course, that's where we see in Dr. Wells the final kind of uh, like closing scene that we see is Dr. Wells in the secret room, and he's using tachyon technology to temporarily recharge his Speed Force energy. And I'm like, ooh, okay. They dropped it. Bam. They dropped it. They dropped those two words right there. So I'm like, yes. But other than that, this episode was great. It was, like I said, like I've been saying, Flash has been very consistent. Hasn't really lost a beat. It just keeps going forwardly up. It's steadily keeps inclining, and the ratings are good. People seem to still enjoy it. There people. I've talked to a lot of people, guys, and I'm being honest here, and a lot of my friends have been saying, they're enjoying Flash more than they're enjoying this season of Arrow, and I cannot lie, but I have to admit it. My friends may be right. Flash has been a lot more better than Arrow, um, at times, and that's really, you can see that the mistakes they made with the first season of Arrow, they have not made with the first season of Flash. So you can kind of see why. Maybe that's the reason why. But other than that, episode 11 of the Flash series has been great. Um, this next episode, I think, is just, I guess, supposed to be kind of the in closing on the Valentine episode. I'm trying to figure out who that person could be, but other than that, uh, Flash has just been great, guys. You guys tell me what you thought about the 11th episode of the series. I know I'm a day late. Apologize. Uh, what happened? Uh, Nothing really serious happened. I just fell asleep. Forgot to do the review. And sometimes I'll do that, guys. But don't think I won't do it sometime later. Better late than never, right, guys? So, but other than that, this is Mount Vernon Kid, the Omni Geek High Lord of New York, saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real. I'll see you guys next time with another Flash review. Stay on board the Speed Force, guys, because it looks like it's going to be a great ride. Take care.